Hi everyone, welcome to another reaction video. So today I'm going to be reacting to Gameboys episode 12, Jealousy in the Air. So it's actually the premiere right now, so I'm waiting. So I'm sure a lot of you already know my feelings about episode 11 and the fact that I think this episode is going to explore Gav's jealousy and also Wesley's jealousy, if he does have feelings for Cairo. So I'm really anxious. Like, my heart is beating so fast and I don't feel ready at all. I'm worried to see where they'll take it. Whether they're gonna kind of go a bit toxic, like whether Gav is going to be excessively jealous, or whether he's going to be able to overcome and manage his jealousy in a healthy way. Whoa, I'm just so anxious. Oh my god, 3 seconds. Okay. Oh my god, Terrence.
Hi. Hi, Gav.
Basta, napatawag ka.
Wala naman. Wala lang kasi akong makausap eh. Parang busy lahat. Okay lang ba? I understand. Sorry, I thought. Anyway, sige. Bye.
Wait lang. Terrence, teka.
Why do I feel like I'm about to cry?
Okay ka lang ba?
I guess. Not as okay as I used to be. Like most people nowadays. Wala lang talaga kasing makausap eh. Okay lang ba?
Okay.
I'm actually glad because Terrence is struggling.
Gav, thank you tsaka pasensya na ulit.
Sorry ka na, di ba? Okay na yun. Tsaka bago naman mangyari lahat ng to, magkaibigan naman na tayo eh.
Salamat, Gav.
Ako ba? Hindi naman natin to gawing weird. Ano bang atin, ha? May problema ba? Ano ba gusto mong pag-usapan?
Wala naman. Gusto ko lang kasi ng kausap.
I
Alam mo
knew
yun,
it.
for my own sanity. Alam mo naman dito sa bahay.
He's struggling.
Nandito nga si mom and dad, hindi mo naman makausap. Puro business yung iniisip. Si ate and kuya naman, hindi ko naman kinakausap yun, di ba?
Buti ka nga dyan, may kasama ka sa bahay niyo.
Sorry. Oo nga, ang insensitive ko talaga. Sorry.
Tigilan mo na ako dyan sa kakasorry mo.
Ikaw, ba't pala galit na galit ka dun sa comment mo sa vlog ni Pearl?
Galit na galit?
Terrence is a
all caps
mediator.
kaya yung comment mo.
Yun ba? Wala yun.
Kung ano man yan, I'm sure you can talk about it with Kai and Pearl. Unless it's about Kai.
Oo eh. Hindi ko naman makausap si Pearl kasi bagong karir. May bago pang kinakarir.
Oh, hon, see, he's feeling
So,
alone as well.
Ako sa bahay.
I'm just here if you want to talk about it. Pero
Terrence has really changed.
maintindihan ko rin naman kung hindi pwede.
Gising si Cairo tsaka yung family niya eh. Lilipat na sila sa bukid nun.
Oh, napag-usapan niyo naman ha?
Oo naman. Sinabi ko nga sa kanya na susundan ko siya dun eh. Na wala na magbabago sa amin eh.
Oh, yun naman pala eh.
Sigurado naman ako kay Cairo. Sigurado ako na mahal ko siya.
Pero
Terrence is being really
Oh.
understanding.
Pero syempre, napapaisip pa rin ako. Kahit
Open up,
paano,
honey.
nararamdam pa rin ako ng takot. Lalo nung nalaman ko na may epal silang kapitbahay doon sa bukid nun. May tiwala ako sa baby ko, kaya lang din sa hilatsa ng mukha nung epal master na yun, mukhang di mapagkakatiwalaan.
Wait. You're jealous? Hindi ko naman ganyan dati Sa bagay, dala na rin siguro ng sitwasyon natin ngayon.
Oo, siguro nga.
A piece of unsolicited advice from someone who ruined all of his relationships. I think it will help if you communicate your feelings to Kai.
Kaya lang ayaw kasing isipin niya na wala akong tiwala sa kanya.
Okay, I love that Terrence is being the mediator. Like, I guess Cairo shouldn't have a third person, like, mediating all the time, because they need to figure out how to, like, fix their shit themselves.
Tuloy
But I
na
like
tuloy
this
na
new
talaga.
dynamic and the fact that, like, when Terrence was moving, the setting around him changed, which showed his change of character, because we could see another dimension of him. Oh, Gav, that face of Gav where he looks like he's gonna cry.
Oh. Bakit? Ngit ka
He's
sa
still
ulam ko?
crying.
Oo,
He's gonna
baby.
start crying.
Sarap ng
Is
kain
he-
mo eh.
Alam mo, baby, hirap pala magligpit ng gamit, no? Ayun, no? Hindi ako matapos-tapos kakatitig ko sa mga gamit na yan.
Hindi ka pa kasi kumain kanina. Hindi ka pa sumabay sa kuya mo. Okay naman na kayo, di ba?
Ha? Ay, sino kasabay mo kakain?
Ikaw, baby, ha? Gumagaling ka na magpakilig.
Tangik. Di ako nagpapakilig, ha?
Oh, he's gonna.
Uy. Wala.
They said I wasn't gonna
Niya ka ba?
cry in this episode.
Hindi, ha? Tapos lang ako sinabi mo. Ikaw kasi, nga.
Ash,
Baby.
or one of them said I wasn't gonna cry,
Uy.
but I'm on the edge of tears.
Sad ka, baby. Teka. Hoy, libre lang to, ah. Mukha kasing kailangan mo ng yakap, eh. Ito. Ayan.
Thank you, baby.
This is so soft and wholesome.
Bayad na ako, ha?
I'm getting emotional.
You okay?
Naalala ko lang kasi sila kanina. Aba, nagluluto ako.
Everyone in his life.
Realize ko lang na tahimik dito sa bahay. Tapos,
Everyone in his life leaves.
dahil pa nitong lockdown, ano lang, masaya lang ako na marinig na gusto mo masabay kumain.
Ito na lang din naman magagawa ko sa ngayon, eh. Di ba kasi ako marunong magpakilig tulad mo, baby? Hindi ko pa kasi alam kung paano ba kita papangitiin. Gaya ng pagpapangiti mo sa akin.
Madali lang naman ako mapangiti, baby.
Ano naman yan?
Wala pa nga eh.
Sige. Basta ayusin mo, ah.
Simple lang naman ako pangitiin, baby. Sabayin mo ako maligo.
Yun. Sabi ko na nga ba. Bastos ka talaga.
I really felt that.
Pero alam mo, baby, seryoso. Sana matapos ito pandemic na to, no? Tapos naiinis pa ako kasi may chismis dito sa amin na baka daw mag-hard lockdown tong buong barangay kasi may nag-positive daw.
Wala, baby. Mag-iingat ka, ha?
Hindi naman ako lumalabas, baby. Tsaka, chismis lang naman yun. Di naman totoo. Wala
I
naman.
feel so scared.
Basta, ha? Mag-ingat ka pa rin.
Wala naman, baby. Hindi naman ako lalabas sa bahay. Para safe tayo pareho pag ginatid kita sa airport. Diba?
Atid mo ako.
Naman. Promise.
Sige. Sige, para mapakilala ko na rin kay mama yung fan ko.
Fan mo.
That time he had the shit and the pillow.
Malalaman mo rin.
Bili ka na! Bili! Bili! Tawag mo na ako!
living together. They didn't.
Hanapin mo na yung tulog.
Yan, tapos ano next step?
This is so domestic.
Finish is hold mo sa likod. Ganyan, baby.
Tama.
Yan. Hold mo siya sa tatlo para marami kang may
One. Yan, tapos na.
Okay?
This is so sad though.
So, nakausap ko na pa rin sa City Hall. Ang sabi nila, you need to secure daw yung travel pass dyan. Tapos, you need to present a medical certificate. And I think, kailangan yung magpa-swab test para sure.
Ganon? Sige, sabihin ko na lang kay mama.
Tapos yun, Sob, upon arrival, magka-quarantine facility kayo. So, 14 days yon. Nakita ko naman yung photo sa timeline. Mukhang okay naman. Basta don't expect na lang ha. It's not a 5-star hotel arrangement, accommodation. Basta, don't expect na lang. Goods na yun. Kesa naman dyan sa Manila, naku, grabe. Send ko sa'yo, Sob, mamaya yung link.
Sige,
I feel sad.
O, bakit parang hindi ka naman excited,
Like,
Sob?
as you can see,
sobrang
I
excited
can't
na eh.
Naman
smile.
talaga eh. Ang complicated kaya ng setup. Sa totoo lang, Wes,
I feel
hindi naman kasi
anxious
ako ready
and
pa umalis
sick.
dito.
Sa bagay. O,
Thinking
syempre,
about
marami
gout
ka nga
and
naman
what
may
he's losing.
iwan dyan. Or may taong may iwan, kaya nag-aalangan ka?
Oo. Sigav. Kasi naman, kung kailan naging mas malapit kami sa isa't isa, saka naman ganito, saka naman kami magkakalayo. Siguro kung wala si Gav, mas maluwag kong matatanggap tong desisyon ni Mami.
Teka lang, bago lang ba kayo?
Oo. Bago pa lang kami, pero feeling ko ang tagal-tagal na namin magkakilala, gets?
Tapos sa online lang kayo nagkakilala.
Oo.
Okay, but the way Kai is so excited, I love it. But the way Wes is just doubting it, Wes is being a little bitch.
Bakit parang may nasisense akong judgment
Fuck
from
off,
you?
Wes.
Hindi, wala. Doon tayo sa latest na nabasa ko about sa LDR. Game?
Ba't ka ba kasi nagbabasa about LDR? May ka-LDR ka rin?
God, you're
Uy,
screwing
teka
shit
lang,
up
kuha
like
lang pala
Terrence
akong damit
was.
sa taas, ah. Wait.
Sige, go lang.
Go lang.
Naku, Sob, wala.
Kai's leaving, he just
Kahit
doesn't give a
LDR,
shit.
wala talaga eh. Nabasa ko yun dahil sa pandemic. LDR, yun. Parang yun naman yung nararamdaman natin eh.
Oh, is
Na
that
may
what
social
Terrence said?
distancing, may physical distancing, and the mere fact na hindi
No,
mo
these are
mayakap
like
o
the
mahawakan
short
yung
ones.
mga mahal mo sa buhay, LDR na yun.
Hindi na fact yan eh.
Okay, Wes is
Opinion
jealous.
na kaya
No,
yan.
Gav's not
Okay,
jealous,
true.
Wes is jealous.
Pero kasi according dito sa sikat na family therapist, sabi niya, we need at least 4 hugs a day to survive. 8 hugs for
I don't get any
maintenance,
hugs
and
any
12
day.
hugs for growth.
Thanks, Kuya Kim.
Loko ka talaga.
Yan yung problema sa sobrang matatalino eh. Alam mo
Facts,
kung lahat naniwala sa statistics na yan,
period.
di wala nang nagmahal. Uy, teka lang.
Baby, di kita makontak eh.
Oh, no.
Baby, kausap ko si Wes, nag-update
Oh.
lang.
Pwede mag-hi?
Wes, pwede daw bang mag-hi si Gav?
Wes,
Sure.
Wes likes
No
Kai.
problem.
Okay? Sige,
No.
sige, thanks.
Hey baby! Leslie,
I didn't
Hello.
expect Wes,
Kumusta?
honestly, to
Okay
be a
naman.
bitch.
naistorbo ko kayo ah.
Hindi ah. Baka nga ako yung
Asshole.
nakakastorbo sa inyo eh. Nasabi ko naman na yata lahat ng requirements. Nagkukwentuhan lang kami.
Nagkakento. Kaya pala kanina pa ako tumatawag sa baby ko. Hindi ko makontak eh, mag-uusap pa pala kayo.
Kanina ka pa pala tumatawag?
Oo nga, sorry. Ano lang, napasarap lang ng kwentuhan.
Oh,
Sarap.
little dick.
Baby, namiss na kita kagad eh.
Sira. Kanina umaga lang tayo magkausap ha.
Oo nga. Uy, Master, baka naman pwedeng tagal-tagal naman yung pag-asikaso ng papalis ng baby ko. Hindi naman sila nagmamadali eh.
Oo ba?
I
Malakas
sense
ka sa akin
passive
eh.
aggression.
Gusto mo... Pucha.
Uy, okay ka lang?
Oo, buti na lang malamig na. So, naalala ko tuloy yung inutusan ka ng lola mo na mag-serve tapos natapon mo yung mug, tapos pinagalitan ka pa.
He's bringing up memories that Gav isn't part of.
Visit? Napaalala mo pa?
Why can't I just...
Sorry. Lagkit eh.
Baby. Ba't ikaw din?
Baby? Hindi, kasi, ako ba? Tagulan na dapat.
Cairo doesn't get that they're competing. I love this. Bunch of fools. Bunch of crackheads.
Ewan ko sa inyo.
Uy, baby. Ay, kasi may pag-uusapan ba kayo ng baby ko?
Wala na. Ang cute pa natin si Sob, no? Kapag nagba-blush.
Oh, cute talaga yung baby ko. Kaya nga, swerte ko kay mahal niya eh.
Okay. Good for you.
So, Master, okay lang ba? Pwedeng tigil-tigil naman yung pagtawag ng Sob sa baby ko.
Sorry hindi ko alam na issue to.
Cairo's just
Kasi
like,
yun yung tawag ko sa kanya dati pa eh.
Pikachu
And
face.
bata pa lang kami nun.
Pikachu meme.
Oo, sa akin wala namang mali siya, pero ewan ko lang sa'yo.
Dahil mo sinasabi,
Gabi's actually getting angry now.
Wait. Uy, teka.
He
Tumatawag
has a
na
reason to
pala
be
si
angry though.
Mama.
Because
Wes,
Wes doesn't know boundaries.
Thank you, baby. Usap tayo mamaya. End ko na tong call. Bye.
Bunch of clowns. And I love it.
Baby, what time ka ba tatawag? Antay lang ako dito
Oh, Cairo
Oh
looks
my gosh, I have so
worried
many chika.
and Gav
Hindi kayo
looks
ready. Alam mo, buti na
concerned.
nakakapagchikahan na tayo ulit.
Oh, I didn't expect to see Pao. I just realized.
Ay. Hoy, ano ba? Ako lang ba excited? Di ba na kayo magpapanggap na excited kayo for me?
Ay, ano yun, Pearl? Ito ba yung sa love life mo?
Nawala na yung excitement ko.
Kala ko ba tatawagan mo ako after nyo mag-usap kanina?
Ay,
May ginawa nga ako. Saka alam ko naman mag-uusap tayo ngayon.
ano nangyayari? May LQ ba?
Kala ko napasarap na yung pintuhan nyo eh.
Ano ba kasi problema? Magkaibigan nga lang kami ni Wesley, Gav.
Gav! Gav na lang ngayon, mas masarap ang sabihin yung
Pearl
soft
is
sa baby.
so excited.
Ewan ko sa'yo. Bahala ka sa buhay mo.
Ay, teka. Sino si Wesley?
Ang kupal mo ang alien.
Oh my God! Do I smell jealousy in the air? Si Gabriel
Mendoza is his middle name.
Nagsiselos?
Ewan ko ba dyan, Pearl? Hindi naman kailangan magselos. Alam niya naman na siya lang baby ko.
Oo, yun naman pala, Gabi!
Alam ko naman yun, baby. Wala na talaga akong tiwala dyan sa ubok na yan.
Who the hell takes this
Na tayo
shit off on a
sa'yo.
Zoom call?
Ha? Hindi. Walang gusto yan sa akin, baby. Magkaibigan lang talaga kami.
Ay, teka, baby boy. Hindi ko pa nakikita yung Wesley na yan, Pero ikaw din kasi minsan may pagkasyunga. Ito nga si Gav, patay na patay sa'yo.
Queen Pearl is
Ang
always
tagal
right.
bago mo pinaniwalaan.
Okay, anong gusto mong gawin ko? Ha?
Okay, thank God
Wag na
Kai is
lang
maturing
mag-usap.
and actually
Go.
listening to them, sort of.
Bakit ako tinatanong mo?
Ewan ko.
Hoy,
Period.
pambihira, mag-usap na kayo ng matino.
Maturity.
Awkward.
Awkward. Oh, Kai, please be mature.
Hoy, ano ba? Alam mo, akala ko ako yung
She's
star
always
of the
caught in
night.
the middle.
Nagiging referee lang pala ako. Ano to, mga bakla kayo ng taon?
Baby,
Oh,
Yes, baby ko.
pwede bang... Kasi si Wes... Baby, anong ginagawa mo?
Eto, iniisip ka.
Bulero ka talaga.
Baby, huwag na tayo mag-away, please.
Di naman tayo nag-aaway
Promise, baby. Papakabait na ako.
Bakit? Kailan ka ba hindi naging salbahe?
this episode is
Awit.
so good.
Kulit.
Mahal mo naman.
Oo naman. Some people can't just mind their own business. Ito si Gav talaga. Paparinig ka talaga.
Oh no.
Terence?
Kai's gonna get jealous.
Uy, bigat niya na. Is that for someone in particular?
Paano mo nalaman? Joke, half joke.
Well, my advice remains the same. Communicate better.
Good advice. Thank you.
Anytime. 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 Wow, wow.
Close pala kayo.
I knew Kara was gonna get jealous over Terrence and Gav talking again. Now he's the one who's feeling jealous.
Baby.
He's mad, bro.
Mama, baby,
So I
baby.
get mad when Gav gets mad.
Wala naman yun eh.
Ano naman pala eh. Ka nagmamadaling tumawag.
Nag-uusap nga lang kami.
Oo. Nag-uusap na pala kayo. Tagal na?
Di ba napatawad naman natin si Terence?
Napatawad na nga ako. Pero tapos hindi nakalimutan ko na yung ginawa niya sa atin. Tsaka, alam mo, sa ilang naman siya nag-sorry.
Ha? Ano ka ba? Nag-sorry siya sa ating dalawa?
Nag-sorry siya sa'yo, tapos ibiniling ka niya sa akin.
Period.
Oh, as a
That's
apology
actually
sa akin
true.
dun.
Baby, napag-usapan na natin to, di ba? Di ba sabi mo pa nga na-feel mo na sincere yung apology niya? Oo.
Sino naman talaga yung
Carol's
apology
right
niya?
though.
Sa'yo. Kung kayo pinagtatanggol,
Hindi ko siya pinagtatanggol.
pinagtatanggol mo yung ginawa mo.
Hindi naman eh.
Ano?
Nag-usap lang kami, okay? Eh, wala akong makausap nun eh. Di ba ikaw pa yung pumayag na huwag na natin siya i-block? Oh. Di ba?
Well, nag-uusap lang pala kayo ni Terence. Nag-uusap lang din kami ni Wes.
Wala ba ito sa Apple na yun?
Hindi. But I don't wanna feel guilty kapag kausap ko yung kaibigan
Hindi
ko.
nga kasi kaibigan na tingin niya sa'yo. Di ba? Hindi mo kasi nakikita kung paano kanya tignan eh. Nakayaan ko lang yun.
Bakit si Terence? May gusto pa rin yun sa'yo, di ba? Hanggang ngayon.
Terence.
Ba't di mo na lang sagutin yung tanong ko? Kasi tama
Ay, ikaw
ako, di
din
ba?
tama. Sige na.
Tama talaga, oo.
Please don't stop doubting them.
Ang ibig mo sabihin. Alam mo, mag-usap nga tayo, pupuntahan kita dyan.
Ayoko. Di ligtas. Tsaka di ba may nag-positive dyan sa inyo? Kung irresponsable ka.
Pupuntahan kita dyan.
Gustong ulo nito. Parang na lang kung nasa bukid nun na ako. Baka pala mas lumala yung pag-aaway natin.
Huwag gusto mo sabihin, ha?
Wala.
This is stressing me out.
Ano? Ano?
I need to get drunk.
Di mo, hindi na naman tayo mag-work.
Wala akong sinasabing ganyan ah.
Hindi. Eh, parang gusto mong palabasin eh. Ha? Para sa ba ito mag-uusap na to? Nakikipag-break ka ba?
Hindi mo ganyan ako kababa. Nabigla na lang ako bibitaw. Wala ka pala talagang tiwala sa akin.
Dali nga sa'yo. Doon sa kaibigan mo. Paulit-ulit naman tayo dito eh.
Precisely. Kaibigan ko at yung kaibigan ko, extension yun ng pagkatao ko. Kung di mo sila tanggap, hindi mo rin ako tanggap.
Oo, pinagbabawalan mo makipagkaibigan kay Terence.
Bakit mo ba sinusumbat sa akin yan? Alam mo yung ginawa niyo sa atin?
Hindi! Eh, napatawad ko na siya! Alam mo, hindi naman kailangan lahat ng kaibigan mo at genius tsaka perfect ako ng mga kaibigan mo eh!
Gav! Why you
Ano?
suddenly like this? Ba't bigla ka naging insecure?
Ako?
Don't throw his
Ako talaga?
insecurity at him.
Ay, sa bagay, ako naman laging mali, di ba? Ikaw yung tama, ikaw laging binibibi kahit ako yung nasasaktan! Aminin mo! Ha? Minsan, inconsiderate ka rin sa feelings ko eh!
Alam mo ba yung sinasabi mo? Ha? I forced myself
Ganyan.
out of
Lagi mo
my shell for
dinidis
you.
sa atin sinasabi
Kasi
ko.
gusto ko tayo
Ha?
ako mo dito
Hindi
sa
mo ako
buhay ko.
pinapakinggan,
So
hindi
paano
valid
ako,
yung
hindi mo
emotion
ba
ko.
sinasabi mo?
Ha?
Paano ako naging considerate?
Siguro ako.
No. They're falling apart.
Alam mo,
Wag na!
I didn't expect that after the last episode. Like, I knew they would blow up, but I didn't expect. Sorry, I'm crying. Like, I feel like I'm on the edge of like an anxiety attack because all the yelling, it triggered some bad memories. The way they were yelling at each other. Because I know what it's like to be in that situation when you feel backed into a corner. And you feel like you're the one who's in the right. And the other person you're fighting with also feels like they're the one in the right. And so you're both just clashing, not able to see each other's point of view. Because you just don't see eye to eye. And I know what that's like, and I know it's different because it wasn't in a relationship. But I know what that's like. And I'm upset at Gav for... I'm upset with them both. I'm upset with Cairo for not hearing Gav out. I'm upset with Cairo for telling Gav for asking Gav, why are you so insecure? Because Cairo has been the one who's so insecure in the past few episodes. And it was Gav who was being considerate of his feelings and hiding his own insecurities. And the minute Cairo finds out Gav is not the perfect person, he doesn't always agree with him. Then Cairo shuts down. And they start yelling at each other like that. And I need a minute to I'll be back, yeah. I just need to go to the bathroom. Whatever. Hey everyone. So I came back. I had to go to the bathroom and just calm down. And I'm gonna just rewatch some of the last bit just so I can absorb it because I was having a mild panic attack at all the fighting and yelling. And it triggered me because I was really stressed. And I didn't really catch a lot of what they were saying. So I'm just gonna rewatch from the part where Gabriel calls Cairo. Let's watch.
Mama, baby.
So I'll speak after.
Wala naman yun eh.
Wala naman pala eh. Kaya mamadaling tumawag.
Nag-uusap nga lang kami.
Oo, nag-uusap na pala kayo. Tagal na?
Di ba napatawad naman natin si Terence?
Napatawad na nga ako. Pero tapos hindi nakalimutan ko na yung ginawa niyo sa atin. Tsaka, alam mo, sa'yo lang naman siya nag-sorry.
Ha? Ano ka ba nag-sorry
They're
siya sa
both
ating
being
dalawa?
hypocrites.
Nag-sorry siya sa'yo, tapos ibiniling ka niya sa akin.
They can't see eye
Kasi
to eye.
apology sa akin doon.
Baby, napag-usapan na natin to, di ba? Di ba sabi mo pa nga na feel mo na sincere yung apology niya? Oo.
Sino naman talaga yung apology niya? Sa'yo. Ano ba yung pinagtatanggol?
Hindi ko siya pinagtatanggol.
Pinagtatanggol mo yung ginawa mo.
Hindi naman eh.
Yes,
Ano,
Carol
nag-usap
brings
na
up a
kami,
good
okay?
point. Terrence did not
Wala
apologize
akong
to
kausap
Carol.
nun eh. Di ba ikaw pa yung pumayag na huwag na natin siya i-block? Oh. Di ba?
Well, nag-uusap lang pala kayo ni Terence. Nag-uusap lang din kami ni Wes.
I agree with
Ano ba
Carol
sa'yo pala
though.
yun?
Gab should have told
But I don't wanna
Carol
feel guilty kapag
that he
kausap
was
kayo
talking
ni
with
Wes.
Terrence
Kasi
again, his ex
tingin niya
who
sa'yo.
cheated on him,
Di
who
ba?
manipulated
Hindi ko kasi
Kai.
nakita paano kanya tignan eh. Hayaan ko lang
Kai
yun.
had a right to know.
Bakit si Terence? May gusto pa rin yun sa'yo, di ba? Hanggang ngayon.
Terence.
Ba't di mo na lang sagutin yung tanong ko? Kasi tama
Ay,
ako, di ba?
tama.
And
Sige na.
Carol needs
Tama
to learn to
talaga,
trust
oo.
Gab. He's avoiding the major problem.
Ang ibig mo sabihin.
And now
Ano
we're
ba
seeing
gusto mo?
Gab's
Pupunta kita dyan.
insecurities.
Ayoko.
Gab is scared that Cairo doesn't appreciate who he truly is, like the flawed person that he is. Because Gav thinks that Cairo thinks that Gav is always wrong, and he's feeling insecure. And Cairo's scared that their relationship's not gonna last because they're gonna keep fighting and they're not gonna be able to talk it out.
Sinasabing ganyan ah.
Hindi. Parang gusto mong palabasin eh. Ha? Para sa ba ito pag-uusap na to? Nakikipag-break ka ba?
This scene right here, Cairo is backed into a corner. He's backed into a freaking corner. He is in a corner. This scene is so telling.
Precisely. Kaibigan ko at yung kaibigan ko, extension yun ng pagkatao ko. Kung di mo sila tanggap, hindi mo rin ako tanggap.
Ano? Pinagbabawalan mo makipagkaibigan kay Terence.
Bakit mo ba sinusumbat sa akin
Gav's
yan?
getting angry. The
Alam
cat
mo yung ginawa
phone.
niyo sa atin?
Hindi. Napatawad ko na siya. Alam mo, hindi naman kailangan lahat ng kaibigan mag-genius tsaka perfect ang mga kaibigan mo eh.
Cairo's really mad.
Why are you suddenly like this? Ba't bigla ka naging insecure?
Ako? Ako talaga? Ay, sa bagay, ako naman
See,
laging mali, di ba?
Gav is scared that he can't be the perfect person Kai needs.
Aminin mo.
Why are you suddenly like, I hate that part?
Inconsiderate ka rin sa feelings ko eh.
See,
Alam mo ba yung sinasabi mo? Ha? I forced myself out of my shell for you.
Lahat ng sinasabi
Kasi
ko.
gusto ko tayo ako mo dito sa
never talk when you're angry.
Gusto mo yung sinasabi mo? Paano ako naging inconsiderate ha? Alam mo,
Wag na!
sorry. This is a really hot episode. I'm sorry, guys. This is really hard for me. See what I think about this episode. This is what Cairo is feeling. Cairo is feeling pressured because he has to leave Gav behind, and he's dealing with that anxiety and that stress. And then you also have Cairo feeling jealous and angry because Gav is telling him that Wesley likes Cairo. Wesley's going to interfere. And Cairo thinks the only way he could stop that is if he stopped talking to Wesley, but he needs Wesley in his life because he loves him. I mean, he needs Wesley in his life because he loves him as a friend, you know, like they were childhood friends. And Cairo, he cherishes the people in his life, and he's reconnected with a friend, and of course he's going to want to nourish and let that relationship grow, you know, into a better friendship. But Gabriel is bringing up a problem where Cairo thinks the only way he can solve it is if he stops talking to that friend he's reconnected with. And if you add that stress on top, and also the anger he feels at Gav being jealous when Gav is talking to Terence and telling Kai, like, implying that he can't talk to Wes because he might have feelings, it's very hypocritical if you think about it. But I don't think Cairo is in the right, and I don't think Gabriel is in the right. They were both talking out of anger, out of jealousy, and it just twisted their words. It twisted how they interacted. Like Pearl said, you need to communicate, you need to talk it out like adults. And they were not able to do that because it's very difficult to talk to someone over a phone, very difficult to communicate. Long distance relationships are often hard because you don't have that same connection and that same empathy and emotional availability when you're online compared to when you're with someone in person. And if you see what Gav was bringing up, he said, you always invalidate my emotions. You don't think my emotions are valid. And if you recall in episode 8, I believe, remember Kai was crying and Gav said, your feelings are valid. The problem is when Gav brings up his issues, Cairo's automatic response is to defend himself and to not empathize. He's unable to reconnect with Gav in that way where he's able to empathize and understand what he's saying. Because Gav feels like he's underappreciated, and if you look at it, he really is. Because Kai is not seeing his side. And I think in order to get that connection, Kai needs to validate Gav's feelings. He needs to say, look, I understand what you're saying. I understand that Wes might like me. Wes might try coming onto me. And you have a right to feel that fear. But I need you to trust me that I will not let Wes do anything, and the minute he does something, I will cut that relationship off, or I will tell him to stop, and if he does not stop, then he's out of my life. Cairo needs to set up those boundaries for it to be healthy for them, to have other friends. And it shouldn't have to be that way, but it's because Wesley's actions tell me that he's really trying to intervene. He's actually going to take action, and he's going to try and break Cairo like this breakdown and we've seen in this episode. And then we also have Gav dealing with feelings of abandonment, fear of abandonment, like when he said he was reminded of his grandma and the fact that he's alone in this house. See, when Kai leaves, he's going to be alone there. You know? Like, clearly, when Kai leaves, there's going to be a big gap, there's going to be a big distance between them, and it mirrors their emotional distance. Long distance relationships are so freaking hard. Y'all have no idea, like, it really works. In fact, it reminds me of my teacher. So she was going out with this person who lived in another state, and they ended up ending it because we were in the middle of a pandemic, and it just wasn't working. Their schedules weren't working. You know, they couldn't see each other much. It just wasn't working for them, and so they made the wise, mature decision to break things off. Because they were in a long-distance relationship during a time when everyone was busy, everyone was stressed, everyone was going through shit. Everyone was dealing with loneliness, which just exacerbated their feelings of anger. And something else I want to say, neither of them are in the right. They both fucked up majorly. And Pearl, like, no one should have to mediate that relationship for them. You have Terrence on the side, and I'm so glad they redeemed him. You have Terrence on the side who's just trying to fix stuff, trying to get, like, you know, be friend with Gav, because he's feeling lonely too. For his own sanity, he reached out, and we don't know if him reaching out to Gav saved him that night from doing something stupid. We don't know, because he's alone in his house too. He's struggling, and he's reaching out, and Gav reached out by accepting his call, because they both needed someone. Gav needed someone to talk to, and he couldn't talk to Pearl. She was busy. You know, he couldn't dump it all on her. So he told Terrence, and Terrence gave him good advice. Communicate. The problem is that Gav didn't communicate it properly. He did not say, hey, Kai, look here. I'm worried. Not about you, but about Wesley trying to interfere. I'm worried about that boundary being crossed, being blurred, lines being blurred completely. Gav didn't do that. He didn't take that advice properly. He tried, but he did it in a very passive-aggressive way, and it just sent out the wrong message that he wasn't willing to listen to Kai's side. So there was a lot to unpack in this episode, and I might do another video just explaining my thoughts and stuff. So look out for that. Just a review, because you know I'm emotional right now. I can't really think straight. A lot of what I'm saying is just, it might be bullshit, honestly. I'm just trying to get out what I can right now. So we have Kai feeling like Gav is being a hypocrite. Kai dealing with his stress, Kai dealing with this new dimension to their relationship, the stress of a long distance relationship, like his fear that it's not going to work out. Are they always going to fight? Are they never going to be able to meet in the middle? And then you have Gav on one hand, who's just feeling so insecure. And you might have seen my tweet, I brought this up. The reason why I believe Gav is jealous is not simply because Wes likes Kai, but because when Cairo moves to Bukidnon, Gav is scared Cairo. As you know, Cairo, he normally chooses the easy road. He tries not to take risks, because that shit's scary. Kai is very insecure, so he tries not to take risks, like pass or play. And he chose, play. The problem is, Gav thinks, I think deep down he believes, when Kai goes to Bukidnon, when he sees Wes, when they interact, when they have fun, Gav is scared that Cairo will choose an accessible person over Gav. Because Wes is more accessible than Gav. He lives next door. He's neighbors with Kai in Bukidnon. They can see each other every day. They can have a healthy relationship because they're able to interact and they're able to have that physical connection, physical intimacy, which is what Gav and Kai have been deprived of within their relationship. And so Gav has this fear. Will Kai choose me? Someone long distance, who he cannot touch, who he cannot hug, who he cannot have intimacy with, who he can only see through a phone or a computer screen. Will he choose me or Wesley, someone who is there physically, emotionally? And if you looked at it as a third person, a third party, you could see easily what someone who wasn't Kai, just someone else, who their choice would be. It would be Wes. Without context, without anything, the person in long distance or the person who's accessible, who's physically there, emotionally there, everything. You choose the person who's accessible because that is the easy choice. That's the least risky choice. And Gav is scared of that because he's been abandoned his whole life, unintentionally. His parents' death when he was younger, his Lola's death last year, Terrence cheating on him at his lowest and leaving him, and just Pearl not being there. And it's not her fault, but he's struggling with that as well. And Cairo, he's scared that he'll be abandoned once more for someone who's better, who can provide more. Whether that be emotional intimacy, physical intimacy, which is the case. And that's where it all stems from. And that brings me back to one of my last points. Do not talk when you are angry, when you are jealous. Do not try to communicate. It will never work. It will, because you get blinded by that rage and by that jealousy. You cannot see past it. And that's what happened when they were yelling at each other. And Gav gave up for one of the first times. Gav said, I'm done. I'm done. He said, I'm done. That's why he hung up. And he hung up not because he was going to race there to Kai, which he might do. He hung up because he was angry and he felt misunderstood. That was anger in which he hung up. He didn't hang up because he was going to drive all the way there. He hung up because he felt like he'd lost something, like something had been irreparably damaged between them. Okay, and that shot where Kai is in the corner, that is so telling. Kai is literally in a corner. Kai is literally in a corner right now. And the shot where Gav was going to his car, that's representative of the fact that the only way they'll be able to see each other is if they travel long distances. Is it worth it? Is it safe? Can Gav leave? It's a big risk to see each other. Even in the middle of a fight, they can't see each other because of the pandemic. And I'm sorry if I didn't pick up a lot of other stuff. I'm just really like reeling. I feel like crying. This episode was still so stressful. And when they were just yelling at each other, and when Gav stood up for the first time, he stood up and he got up and he was angry and he was just, wow. Yeah, thank you for watching my reaction. I'll do another YouTube video just discussing all my thoughts tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment on your thoughts on this episode. I'm really excited to see where it's going to go next episode. I think either Gav will go over to Kai's house or Gav will show up for the driving him to the airport. And that's when the finale will happen. That's when the final episode will end. That choice. Should I stay or should I go? That is the biggest question everyone is asking themselves. Will their relationship continue? Or will it falter? Will it crumble? Will they give up? Because Kai seems like he's really insecure, like he's really about to just give up because he thinks Gav doesn't trust him. That's the problem with jealousy. You always feel like the other person doesn't trust you enough to do the right thing. But it's not about that. It's about the other person trusting the person you're with to do the right thing. And that fear that maybe you realize you could have better, and that better might mean the other person, even though they might not be better for you. So yeah, please subscribe, please, whatever. Thank you. I'll see you. Bye bye.